Welcome to today's Explainer. Moving to a new city for university is an incredibly exciting milestone. But let's be totally real for a second. Finding the right place to live, it can quickly turn into a massive headache. Today, we're taking a structured, data-driven look at the real estate landscape to solve this exact problem for students in Dhaka. We're going to break down exactly why one specific type of housing is rapidly becoming the ultimate hack for student living.
If you're feeling overwhelmed by the housing hunt right now, trust me, you are absolutely not alone. We know the intense stress that both students and parents face when prepping for a move to a bustling, crazy busy city like Dhaka. There are just so many unknowns, right? You're trying to figure out the geography, the commuting costs, and the safety of neighborhoods you might not even know. It's a completely valid anxiety. But that's exactly why we're here today, to cut through all that noise and give you a clear, actionable path forward.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for how we're going to hack the Dhaka housing market today. First, the student housing challenge. Then, defining the studio advantage. Third, top areas in Dhaka. Fourth, studios versus shared flats. Fifth, the lifestyle of independence. And finally, finding your perfect space.
All right, Section 1, the Student Housing Challenge, balancing budget, location, safety, and comfort. Before we look at the solution, we really need to understand the problem. Look, in a massive metropolis like Dhaka, heavy traffic and daily expenses don't just creep up on you, they hit you fast. And this isn't just a minor inconvenience. A poorly chosen location with an exhausting hour-long commute, that directly and negatively impacts your academic life, your energy levels, and honestly, your overall well-being. Choosing your accommodation isn't just about finding a physical bed to crash in. It's the ultimate juggling act. You're trying to find a strategic balance of 4 crucial pillars: sticking to a strict budget, scoring a prime location near campus, ensuring absolute safety, and finding enough comfort so you can actually study. Drop any one of those balls and your university experience gets significantly harder.
Moving right along to Section 2, defining the studio advantage. Smart living for students.
This smoothly brings us to our core solution. When you look at how to efficiently balance those 4 pillars we just talked about, the data points heavily toward one specific type of housing. It's becoming hugely popular among students, the studio apartment. So, what is it? It's essentially a compact living space where your bedroom, living area, and kitchen are elegantly combined into one open layout. Now, I know the word compact might sound a bit cramped at first, but it's actually brilliant. It perfectly eliminates all those unnecessary extras and dead space that only serve to distract you from studying. It's just efficient, smart living.
So, the crucial point is how this compact layout translates into massive daily advantages. Step 1 is lower costs. Let's face it, renting a full apartment in premium areas is incredibly expensive, but a studio makes those exact same prime locations totally manageable. Step 2 is less clutter. Limited space means you naturally avoid accumulating junk. You have less furniture, fewer things to clean, and way less overall stress. Which perfectly leads us into Step 3, better focus. The sheer simplicity of a studio naturally reduces your household management stress, keeping your eyes locked right on your academic goals.
Next up, Section 3, top areas in Dhaka, where location meets convenience.
Of course, a great studio is only as good as the neighborhood it sits in, right? When choosing your apartment, the geography matters just as much as the square footage. So let's shift our focus to where you should actually be looking in Dhaka. Based on the data, 3 areas really stand out. First, Bashundhara Residential Area. This is an absolute prime university hotspot. It's known for its proximity to major universities like NSU and IUB, offering a really safe environment with super easy access to cafes and study spots. Next is Gulshan. It's slightly more expensive, sure, but it offers premium living, top-notch security, and a very vibrant lifestyle. And then there's Uttara. This area gives you a fantastic balance of affordability, wide roads, parks, and really great transport links if you're looking for a slightly quieter environment.
Let's move to Section 4, studios versus shared flats, analyzing the data. Now we have to address the classic debate. Basically, every student faces this choice. Do I live alone, or do I split a larger flat with roommates? Let's break down the facts and compare these two head-to-head. Look at the cost control row. A studio is fixed and predictable, whereas a shared flat has variable, shared costs that can completely ruin your budget. Now look at privacy and lifestyle. In a studio, you have full privacy and complete independence. In a shared flat, you are constantly compromising, dealing with someone else's schedule, their messes, their habits, and this brilliantly illustrates our point. The predictable, private nature of a studio completely shields you from all the chaotic variables of sharing a flat.
Which brings us to Section 5, the lifestyle of independence, taking control of your space.
You know, beyond the financial logic and the geographical convenience, there is a massive, often overlooked psychological benefit to having your very own space. It fundamentally changes how you operate day to day. As the saying goes, a studio apartment isn't just a place to stay, it's a space to build independence. Think about what that actually means. You decide when to study, when to sleep, and how to organize your space. You aren't adjusting to a roommate who decides to stay up till 3 a.m. playing video games right before your midterm. Controlling your own study and sleep schedule in a quiet, personal space directly and measurably boosts your academic performance.
And that independence? It comes with highly practical day-to-day benefits too. You're looking at much lower utility bills because of the smaller footprint. It's highly affordable to furnish, simply because you just don't need that much stuff. But perhaps most importantly, many of these studios are located in secure buildings with controlled access. For parents sending their kids away from home, this level of built-in security is a massive, massive relief. Plus, honestly, managing your own rent and space is the perfect stepping stone to prepare you for adulthood.
All right, Section 6, finding your perfect space, taking action today.
Okay, so we've seen the data, we know the benefits, and we know the best neighborhoods. Now let's transition to the final and most important step, how you can actually secure one of these highly sought-after units right now.
আমরা বিভিন্ন নির্ভরযোগ্য সোর্স থেকে তথ্য সংগ্রহ করি, যার মধ্যে banglamart.com ও hotels.com.bd উল্লেখযোগ্য। এসব সোর্সের মাধ্যমে furnished serviced apartment ভাড়ার তথ্য পাওয়া যায়।
So, if you are looking specifically in the prime student hotspot of Bashundhara Residential Area, the data points us to a top-featured solution, REIT-Limited. They specialize in helping students find the exact right place during this really crucial time. They focus on fully furnished studio apartments that meet all those strict criteria for safety, comfort, and location that we literally just discussed.
So seriously, don't wait until the best units are completely gone. Looking for a fully furnished studio apartment in Bashundhara R, Dhaka? Let REIT-Limited help you find the perfect place to call home. You can easily reach out right now. Just call +8011 99 33 77. Or you can check out their website at https://www.hotels.com.bd.
Which leaves us with this final thought for you to consider today. The environment you live in absolutely shapes the person you become. A studio apartment gives you the ultimate foundation of focus, safety, and independence. So, are you ready to stop compromising with shared spaces and start truly focusing on your future? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and here's to finding your perfect student home in Dhaka.